that. But as you said, the amount of goals that they give up, just not something you're used to seeing with Sporting Kansas City. Good ball in.
To Gerso Fernandez. And then the shot by Shelton. Oh, that was really a moment of aberration from the goalkeeper Tyler Miller that Ilie Sanchez should have punished.
You know, the one thing I've seen from Tyler Miller through the last couple of years, last 2 years with LAFC, is as tall as he is, John, he's not that commanding in these spots. You know, you and I...
Pulido. Espinosa. Plenty of space for Zusi. And the ball in demanded a more convincing finish from Gadi Kinder.
Well, we highlighted him in the pregame and for a reason. He's providing that run out of the midfield, which is an absolute nightmare to try to mark because both center backs are worried so much about Pulido that when the run comes out of the midfield, you know, Clint Dempsey made a name for himself doing that kind of run, John, and that's how he got himself to England. That's how he got...
He doesn't know if his team is ready, which is no reflection of any lack of preparation or attention to detail. It's just that these are unique circumstances. Here's Dotson. Gregush. He has a really powerful shot, and that's a good readjustment by Tim Melia.
This is a better balance from the Minnesota United midfield, though, because Dotson went on a run about 15, 20 yards ahead. And then the ball pops out to Gregush. Melia doing a good job of tipping this over the bar, but that's what they need. They need a little bit more balance and unpredictable.
Gerso Fernandez. Gadi Kinder and Espinosa. Nice saveable height for Miller, but he got across well enough.
Just great two-way play from Gerso Fernandez because Tyler Miller tries to play Minnesota United out. Gerso comes all the way back, wins the ball off of Metzner. Now he's going back the other way. Just great work from Gerso Fernandez, and Tyler Miller coming up with a big save. But surprisingly enough, in this first half, we've seen very little from Minnesota United getting forward on the right side.
And Espinosa again in the thick of things.
If there's one area that Minnesota United is going to miss Aikapara, it's on set pieces. And I think Peter Vermees knew that the moment he heard Aikapara wasn't coming in.
Gasper. Gregush. Khiry Shelton. Allowed to run all the way, and what was the goalkeeper doing? He seemed to show him the near post and made it easy for him.
Molino at midfield starts this play. This little touch right around Boxall, and Khiry Shelton times his run perfectly, looks right across the line. But for the life of me, I can't figure out what Tyler Miller's doing. That little movement from Tyler Miller tells Khiry Shelton to take a touch directly at him, and by that time, he can't recover. Watch Tyler Miller here. He tries to cheat a little bit. Easy finish for a player like Khiry Shelton at this level, and questionable goalkeeping to say the least. Our target goalpost cam leaves no question, no doubt about it. The
spine of the team compromised. Luis Martins. And that takes us to the break. And Sporting Kansas City have the lead. Dickerson laying down the ground rules. It's Finlay. And it's Aha! And it's turned in. And Minnesota United, with Ethan Finlay leading the celebration.
Percent conclusive from that view, but this view you can't. The left shoulder of Matt Beasler, the right shoulder of Ilie Sanchez. In my opinion, from that view, you tell me if I'm wrong, but Kevin Molino, look at the left foot of Kevin Molino.
Well, the big box is the output of VAR. That's what they're working off. And the goal has been ruled out. Minnesota. Very shortly we'll be having a word when there's a hydration break with Adrian Heath. This is Molino. And now it's Schoenfeld. And Ethan Finlay. And in the space of a couple of minutes, a goal in the end disallowed and the frame of the KC goal struck.
Yeah, but for the first time in this entire game, we've seen Kevin Molino with some real space to take on defenders 1v1. Beasler has to step forward, then he finds Schoenfeld. Unlucky to hit the bar, but great run forward from Kevin Molino. And finally, in 68 minutes plus, we've seen some life. Yeah, good step from Montanero. This is exactly what I'm talking about in this moment.
Gasper. And Sanchez flapping it away. Not the tester for the goalkeeper, but relatively unopposed.
You can see Kevin Molino upset with it. Keep an eye on Schoenfeld coming in here. Second half sub. Good ball in.
And it may even be an own goal because it was floated in devilishly. The goalkeeper was caught in no man's land. And Minnesota have their stoppage time equaliser here. Law of averages with Gregush dictates that he'll put in a beauty at some point.
Yeah, that's an own goal. That ball was whipped in at the perfect height and pace from Gregush. Wide open header for Schoenfeld. He actually misses this, and if I'm not mistaken, this is off Matt Beasler in the back of his net. No, Khiry Shelton.
Khiry Shelton has scored at both ends, I think.
Even more surprising is how Schoenfeld completely missed that, and that's redirected off of Khiry Shelton in the back of the net.
Looked like Beasler onto Shelton. Trying to turn on it. And a weary Sporting Kansas City doing just enough to clear their lines. For now, Metanier. Three waiting for the cross. Molino! Minnesota have won it in the very last minute of stoppage time. They've turned this game right on its head. Khiry Shelton shakes his head in utter disbelief. Goals in the 92nd and 97th minutes for Minnesota United.
We came into this tournament talking about match fitness and how the games would change. We knew in the last 30 to 35 minutes games would change. Now you couple that with the red card from Tim Melia. This has been all Minnesota United's opportunity to take this game, and they did that. Was it the prettiest? No, absolutely not. But they needed 97 minutes to steal 3 points away from Sporting Kansas City, and it's only fitting in a city where he won USL MVP for 2 years that Kevin Molino in Orlando just may have stolen 3 points from Sporting Kansas City for Minnesota United.
And the substitute goalkeeper as downcast as the rest of the Sporting Kansas City contingent. It was Molino's final contribution. He gets a hug from Ian Fuller, one of the assistant coaches. Busio dashing across to take it. 99th minute now. Goalkeeper getting lost in no man's land. Third consecutive corner kick. Referee looking at his watch. Minnesota urging him to blow. Surely the final opportunity. Oh, and it came all the way across to Busio. The whistle goes, and the most remarkable second half has seen quite the turnaround and victory for Minnesota United, who for the first time in their MLS incarnation begin a season with 3 consecutive wins.
You gotta have your big players step up in key moments, and Amarillo misses the game due to pulling his groin in warm-ups. You've got to come up big. We saw Nani do it against Inter Miami on this exact same goal under the lights. And in a city where he won USL MVP 2 times, for whatever reason, Kevin Molino loves playing in Orlando. He steals 3 points from Minnesota United against Sporting